Well, hi, good morning. Thanks for coming and keeping me company here while I work on this radio. And you can probably tell from the tone of my voice, I'm pretty excited because well over the humps with this guy and into the final stage of the preliminary alignment process. So what's in store today is to complete the alignment of the 4 shortwave bands that are on this radio. Fantastic. And I started working on the cabinet. And I got just a couple photographs to show you that I took of the cabinet last night. So let's start with looking at just 4 photographs here. Okay, we'll look at them right here in my Gmail viewer. So here's the first one from inside the cabinet. And you can see a couple of things here. One is you can see this paper notification. We'll look at that. You can see this pouch here which contained a operating manual. We'll take a look at that because there's some stuff written on it. And a couple other interesting things, namely this vertical bar here, which I noticed yesterday when I was working on the radio. It's a close-up look of the bar at the side of the radio and these wires. So this has to be some form of antenna. Curious to me it was done like this. Why wouldn't they just put a wire here and tuck it in the corner back here? Why this flat bar, and then you have difficulties making connection to a steel bar, so they've done this compression connection here. Why did they do that? So here's the one sticker, and this is exactly the same as what I've got on my computer screen now. So thank you very much once again, Jarrett, who sent me this, but this is actually pasted right inside the radio. Warning. Any person installing or operating this receiving set, without first having obtained a license from the Minister of Transport of Canada is liable on summary conviction to a fine not exceeding $25. And the said receiving set may be forfeited. That would be more money, I think, than $25. Forfeited to His Majesty by order of the Minister, for such disposition as the Minister may direct. 1938. The patents stop at 1938 here. Always use Westinghouse tubes, radiotrons, and Westinghouse replacement parts. Okay, I will. Next picture. This is the pouch at the bottom. Be a good operator. New radios follow new rules. Secure full value and performance from your new Westinghouse radio receiver by making sure that your whole household is familiar with the simple instructions enclosed in this envelope. Hamilton, Ontario. In fact, I know where this factory was. It's gone now, of course. Now I think there's one more picture. Did I miss it here somehow? Did you just hear the fly by? No, that's all the pictures. There was something more. Well, I was just going to point out that there's a cloth bumper here. This is a bumper block for the radio to come forward and bump on. And I took the bezel out here and discovered that the pane of clear glass that goes on the front of this radio is supposed to be curved slightly. So this puts a big problem for me in trying to close this up now, or just let the glass of the radio show through, which just won't look right. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. Fat chance I'm finding a piece of glass. Look how they did the inside corners here. They glued in with some kind of glue these pieces of thin wood to strengthen the corners on this. So I didn't take photos of the actual outside of the cabinet, but after working on it a little bit, it looks really good. Really good. A $20 radio. Okay, let's go back to the bench here. Yeah, I'm quite certain now I'm going to double my investment here. My $20 is going to be worth $40 when I'm all done. Yay! Okay, so shortwave. In fact, we got to look back at the manual now. We're going to study the instructions for steps 5 through whatever it is. Okay, now yesterday I discovered that the order of operation is hidden in these numbers. Oh my gosh, look, there's 2 7s. Oh my gosh, how are you supposed to know that? The only way you know that is by looking this thing over and over and over. The 3 4s and 2 7s in here. And we're on number 5 now. Here's number 5. 31 meter and C band, L17, L18. Two? How do you do 2 from 1? 31 meters. So the C band is the general shortwave band running from 6 to 18 megahertz. And then there's the 3 spread bands. Let's look at the schematic and see what is going on here. How can you... What's going on? Okay, so here's an L18, 18, 16, 15, 16. Wait, let's go a little bigger here. Okay, 15, 16. Oh, I see what's going on. 17 and 18. So this is one coil with a single slug that tunes both of these at the same time. Isn't that interesting? Something a little bit similar down here. That's a connection right there. Okay, so that explains how you tune one slug and affect 2 different bands. Maybe there's a further compensation for one of the 2 of them somewhere else. That would be in the oscillator. Who knows? Who knows where that is? If it even is. Okay, that explains it though. So is this it? Is this the only number 5? Is there another? There's another number 7 up here. There's a 7 and a 7 and a 7. So they're all done at the same frequency. Maybe that's what they're kind of trying to make easy here. See, once you get everything set up for 11800, which is easy for me because I have a counter right on my signal generator, but back in the day, getting your signal generator dead on something would be a challenge in itself. 7, 7, but still only 1, 4, 4, and here's a 6. So we do 5, 6, 7, 7, 7, 8. Oh, 19 oscillator 8. Is there a 9? No, that's it. That's the end of the road. Okay, number 5. So we need to set this up at 95 kilocycles. I wonder if that's the same spot on the dial, 95 kilocycles. Okay, let's go look at the radio and find out. So C band or shortwave band, 95 is pretty much dead center. Sure enough. So 9.5 is here. And 9.5 is here. So no, they don't line up. They don't line up. And when we're doing these, this was 11800 we were doing these at, which is roughly in the middle too. So we're doing a middle alignment, middle band alignment. Good. Let's get the radio operating here. Volume down. On. Here she comes slowly. I keep cleaning the glass here, and every time I turn the radio on I realize it's not quite ready yet. Looks great though. The frequency we want to do this at, I'm just going to put the instructions up on my screen here. 9500. Making a couple of sounds here. reminds me too, I have an interesting experiment I want to do with this tuning fork. I'll do that in a couple minutes here. Maybe after I get this guy set to 95. Let's go with this one. That's 95, 9.500, 9.500. I'll switch to the C band. You know, I can hardly get this wrong anymore with this radio. There it is. We'll tune to 95 here. Concentrate, man. A little volume. Oh, we probably have to hook the signal generator to the radio though. That's going to be helpful. Signal level output is low. Oh, I see. I've got it on the outdoor antenna. That's what's going on here. Okay. Signal generator is connected. Very low signal coming out of the signal generator. Not enough. 10 times higher. You see that light is staring in the camera, isn't it? That's what those covers do on those lights. There's a cover missing on this one. There's 2 covers missing. I have to come up with something for that. Oh, I gotta have our ABC meter going here. And then the control I'm adjusting is this one. You can almost see. You can see what I'm doing anyway. So put this on DC minus. I see a tiny little rise there. It's a very low level signal coming into the radio. Now this band, it's very tricky to tune the radio precisely with this. So I'm actually going to peak this using the signal generator. It's just a little smoother tuning. I'm really not supposed to peak it, am I? What am I doing? That's the wrong thing to do. We want this set to, well, I discovered it's not quite tuned on the peak here. Okay, a little too much precision. Now, what is happening here? So we want this to say, it should say 95 on, how can it should say 95 on this band. And I see it's 90, well, it's actually 10. It's actually 10 megahertz there. So we want to move this down to 9.5. How does it say do the 2 bands? Or am I supposed to be adjusting the 31 meter? It's the same thing, Jim. Well, let's move the control around, see what happens here. It's a little wonky. Okay, what to do? Am I getting this right then? 9.5. Is there a time, does it list the 31 meter band separately again? Can you do it separately again? And there is no indication of that. I'm just looking at the, no. This is the only time you do the 31 meter band. Okay, so which one do you want to have more accurate? I would say the band spread one. But how is it you're doing, wait a minute, how can you do 2 bands at once? You can only have 1 band switched on, obviously. says 31 meter and C-band core L17, L18 at 9500. Okay, so do you do something to the C-band? Is there another C-band oscillator? Shortwave C-band oscillator trimmer. Oh, look at this. This is something. I'm going to flip over to the schematic here. So, here's what I've noticed. Shortwave C-band oscillator trimmer at 1700 on 6. So we do 5, it's got to be the 31 meter. 6, we do the C-band. Why did he even name it here? Why did he even say it here? Again, it's designed to confuse guys like me. That's what they've done here. If they just shut up about this, C-band, it'd be just fine. So we'll go on the 31 meter band, and we'll force it to, we'll do the oscillator so 95 is where it should be. Oh, I've still got the image on the screen there. Okay, that's great. So I have two screens in my shop here. I have a big screen, which is up there, and then I have my regular computer screen, which I spend most of my time looking at and doing stuff. And what happens is, occasionally, since the big screen up here shows me the output that you're seeing, I don't look at it necessarily. I don't really realize what you're seeing may be a little different than what I'm seeing on my screen. In case you're wondering why I make these mistakes. Now I have a little bottle of oil here, because one of the things I wanted to do was oil this a little bit before we get a little further. Just a little drop here, just to smooth it up. Much better. Now there's, got the oil out, might as well throw a little in here too. Very little oil coming out of this thing I'm using. So that's why I'm taking a little bit of time on it. You can see the old oil there, old lubrication. Very good, very good. It's just beautiful. It's lovely. Now, so 95 is here. So I gotta have this on 31 meter band. Don't hear the signal. 9.5. Uh-oh, what happened here? Give it a little more juice. It's weak at 94. 9.4 instead of 9.5. And 9.4 is actually way down here. Okay, so I have to do the two things at once deal here. Or I like to call it hopscotching. I don't know why I call it that, but I do. You turn one then the other, and you just kind of chase your way to where you want to go. I do this with my fingers. Go the way we want to go and find it. Getting pretty weak. Sounds kind of distorted now too. Okay, I'm going to use a tool now. Okay, and I can watch the meter over here. It's got a high voltage here. Let me just change bands for a moment. What's holding it up on this band? That's another band. And it seems weaker. Something funny about this band. Okay, I'm going to get a little more. Oh my gosh, actually I'm pile driving it with a pretty darn strong signal already. Just turn it up so I get a clear indication here. Hey, what's that? What happened there? Slow motion AVC. It just disappeared. It just totally disappeared. Where'd it go? Something's amiss here. Is it the band switch? What happened? We lost it. Right in the middle here. Okay, I'll hunt it down with the signal generator. 9480. That's a very strong signal, barely received. So what may have happened is the control I'm turning may be really jumpy. So there we are. So we're dialed in at 95. Did you see the ABC just drifted on its own there? See it going up and down. What is doing that? Could be everything from the way I've got the antenna connected. Could be voltmeter connection. No, we're hearing it in the sound. Could be a tube. A little hot. Making the ABC go up and down, it would have to be one of the three, it would have to be in the earlier stages of the radio. We don't know what that was. Nice smooth tuning on the radio here. Right on 95. Okay, so that's done. That's done. Say it one more time. That's done. Now the next thing to do is that was the 5. There's another 5. Didn't I find another 5? No, there's no other 5. 1 5, 1 6. So number 6 is on the C band at 1700. C band 1700. That's the 95. You get an idea how strong the signal really is that I'm pumping into the radio. So something's up with this 9 megahertz band. That's not good. I like that. That's a great band. 17. Pointer's on the mark. The oscillator. So I didn't really finish this. Yeah, the oscillator. So there's a 3-section capacitor in here. The other section's hidden down there. One of those sections is actually an oscillator for this band. Oscillator adjustment for this band. 17, and we're at the high end of the band. I'll dial in 17 over here. Okay, we're at 17. More or less. I don't hear anything. That's not a very good sign. Okay, so we'll put this at 17 and we'll go hunting for it. We'll give it a little more 10 times the power. This is a again. This is a strongest signals on an antenna. A really good antenna. Nobody home? What's going on? Nothing. How's that happen? Well, the 9.5 was just coming through like crazy. So let's tune this down. We'll try 12. So 12. Hey, how do you like that? So I'm actually at 11.5 is really where I am, so I'm actually right about here. So it's not correct. It's too far up. Too far up the dial. So if we go here on 14, we might find it around 15. If we find it at all. $13. I'm wrong about that. So if we go to 16, we would find it around 14. Apparently I'm useless at guessing these things. Where'd it go? 14 again. So what's possible here is, or is it even possible? It's maybe not possible. It's been aligned on the image. Previously aligned on the image. Well, that means we would pick it up again about a megahertz away from here. Nope. Nope. That might explain why why this band is weak. 14. So 14 is 13. 15 should be 14. It's just getting it's just dropping right off and disappearing. That's the situation. So we get to 17, we can't hear it anymore. So I think we're on step number 6. There's only one step 6, but then step 7. Yeah. So and this is an oscillator adjustment here. Maybe it's just so far out of alignment with other elements of the radio that the signal's not getting through well, just because the oscillator's way off. Because a short distance on the dial is actually a lot of hertz. Yes, the painful kind of hertz too. So we'll start where we can pick it up fairly clear. Maybe we'll go down to 13. 13, and then 13 is 12. We'll start. That's a long ways for a trimmer of that sort. It's gonna be a little awkward. Making sure I'm doing the right trimmer. This is the one. This is this one. Oh, I had to use a big screwdriver last time. Let's see if I can start with a small guy. Oh yeah, it turns easy. Okay, I'm gonna move this over here. A one-handed cameraman here. Okay, can we do this now? So we're seeing 12 at 13. We want to see 13. So I'm going to move the signal generator up a little bit. Just a little bit. Now we're figure out which way to turn the screw. This way. It got a lot louder, didn't it? It's this way, so we've gone past it. It's going to be almost impossible to get up there. Can't get up there. So I'm just going to open this thing wide. So the trimmers, it really hasn't got any more to go. I get to 12.5 that way, but it's getting louder and louder. We're at 13 here. Now, do I fool with that the other adjustment? Because it affects this band? Is this the scam? Let's see. I'm going to try to use the other adjustment to move this even further. Right now we're 12.5. This should really be this way. So now I'm going to adjust the combo C and 13. Is there another 31 meter? Another 31 meter? No. So what I'm looking for is in some cases when you have these combined sort of band things, I can't even explain it. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Something I can't explain. Now, right. So we're going to muck up the 9 band to do this. There it is. Okay, so we'll use with the trimmer wide open. We'll see how far we got to turn this guy. It's a long ways. So 12.5 is way down here. I don't think I can get there. I don't think you can get there. And by then, the other band's going to just be a mess. We're not going to get there. That killed it. It's just getting louder and louder though. So forsaking the dial accuracy, sort of made a decision here a couple of weeks ago that I put too much emphasis on dial accuracy and not enough on and that the trade-off is performance. Where'd it go? You know, the instructions say something about rocking, which is what I'm doing right now. I mean, where do you do that rocking? Which one? Like what, making the indicated, it just says the indicated adjustment. Yeah. So basically we got this band as close as we can get it right now, but what's happened way down at the other end of it? And it mucked up the 9, so I'm going to put the 9 back. .5. Now we're up at 9.6 now. This one weakened right off as I did this. That's interesting. I had this at 9.5. So in there is the potential for a stronger signal, but what I'm doing right now isn't getting us there. So preliminary alignment, the main purpose of this is to educate me and give me some experience on where all the adjustments are and how it all works and find out any mysteries or weirdness, not to get it right. It's not my objective right now. go to get it right, I'm going to use a more powerful technique to get it right. Well, actually, I'm going to use a more powerful technique to get it even more wrong. Probably what I'm going to do. So, okay, so that's 9.5, but weak. We'll leave it like that. We'll discover why later under other operations. Does this other screw here for the one I opened right up, does it affect this band? It can't, can it? It did. So we you know, it's even possible that there's another capacitor or 2 or 3 that need to be changed that are involved with setting the resonance points in this radio, and they're affecting the resonance points, and maybe they're bad. Those would be the small ceramic ones in that I left, mica capacitors that I left. All possibilities. So we sort of did this band, but all it is an oscillator adjustment anyway. So if it's just an oscillator adjustment on 6, that doesn't, well, I won't say that. I was going to say that doesn't peak it, but that would by moving it into the correct alignment slot, if you like. If you can follow what I'm saying. Okay, on to number 7. Number 7, there's 2 7s, 3 7s. There are 3 7s here. So we have 7. It's BS. No. What? 25 meter. BS. Well, I got BS. Okay, BS RF. Bands. BS. What? Yeah. Okay. Just stick with what we're doing here. So it doesn't really say which one first. I think we would do the oscillator. This is probably the high oscillator, and this is probably the low. Oh, 25 meter. 25 meter. Something wrong here? At the same frequency. Okay, so this must be in the middle of the band, and this is a coil, and this is a capacitor, and you just work them until you get it in the middle. Doesn't quite make sense to me, but that's okay, because a lot of things in this world don't make a lot of sense to me these days. So it's 7, and then this one, 25 meter antenna trimmer, so we can do that last. It's a capacitor. So here we go, here and here. This is the third one inboard. 1, 2, 3, going from the outside in. Okay, going from the outside in, but really we need to get this onto the 25 meter band. I love this, the lighting arrangement. 25 meter band, 11/800s right there. It's pretty quiet. 11/800. That's a really strong signal here. A little heterodyne with it. So we're around 11.2. 11.8. Okay, this is way out. I don't like it when it's way out. Okay, and we got, this is the inductor. We use the inductor. Well, I'm supposed to use the inductor or the capacitor. What am I supposed to do here? Let's see what happens. It's a long ways. Okay, so I'm going to stop on the inductor, switch to the capacitor, and see how sensitive that is. Maybe that moves it a lot faster. Getting the capacitor correct. It's the shaft end one. What? No. No, Jim, come on, don't make a mistake. 25 meters right here. Right here. The way we want to go is this way. Can we find it? This is making almost no difference at all. Well, let's use a different approach. We go up here to this high end of the band. It's not much higher. I mean, there's not much bandwidth here. 11.9. Maybe that's part of the deal. With band spread, you don't do top and bottom. You do it in the middle. So this is 11.9. Is it? No, it's nowhere near 11.9. Is that the image? Let's go up a megahertz. There's the image. It's quieter. Go down. I hear nothing. I have to think long and hard over which one of these is the image and which one's the real one, but this is the stronger one, so we'll just stick with this. Wait a minute, now think about this. I'm trying to receive 11.9, and I'm way down at 11.4, and the adjustments are at their limits. So, local oscillator could be above or below. You know what? We will solve this with other instrumentation and a different approach later. It's too hard to do with this kind of equipment to figure it out. And it can be done, but I got much easier ways of figuring out if this is really the correct thing. The main thing is the band is working. And again, I'm just trying to learn the ins and outs of doing this before I really try to do it right. I should be happy with doing it wrong right now. So there's another one. Oh, wait a minute. 25 meter band, 11,800, and it's got another adjustment. That's the antenna trimmer. Right. You know, just worried about the oscillator. Well, I can't figure it out. He says, in a tone of giving up. So, way up on this end, 11.9 is looking like 11.4. And 11.4 doesn't even appear. It would be way down here somewhere. It's not even in the band. How can it be that far out? So we want... So we want to be able to pick this signal up when the pointer's way down yonder. So we want to move it this way. Move it this way. This is what wow, this is really kind of crazy. Move it this way. Okay, now 11.4 is going to go right off, so we'll go up here and see what this is now. 11.8 is now. Let's keep going. So if we're listening to 11.5, we want 11.5 to be about here. Okay, now what do we got up here at 11.8? So I'm going to adjust the other adjustment because it's out all the way. Whoa, not that one. This one. I'm just going to put the capacitor in a nice area. About there. Still dialed on 11.8. Right like that. We're almost there. What was I complaining about a minute ago? meter. Here we are on 11.8. Somehow I got there. It just doesn't give me the greatest feelings here. So it's definitely 11.8 there. What is it way up here? It should be 11.9. Okay. I mean, this isn't that, like, it's not that far. If you get it right in one spot, it should be right everywhere, shouldn't it? It's good. That's good. I like it. Don't know exactly how I got there, but I did. Great. Okay, number 19 is next. Band number 19. I do like the chaos and confusion. I use chaos and confusion to my advantage. Wow. Can you think of someone else who's trying to do that? No, wait, I'm using my chaos and confusion to my advantage. I'm not trying to use your chaos and confusion to my advantage. I'm not doing that. You can have your own chaos. Your own private little world of chaos. Okay, so we're in the 19 meter band. I drifted off into some goofy stuff there. 15.26 is where we want this. 15.26. 15. Why would they say 15.260? Oh. Is that just because that's just dead center of the band? So that's 2.6. Strange to me. 2.6. Why not 2.5? 15. Okay, we'll crank this guy up there. I didn't hear anything. 15.26. 15. 15. Oh, no wonder. 15, I got it wrong here. 15.26. Nobody's coming through. Okay, let's hit it with a heavier signal. Blast it. Okay, it's blowing the doors off it now. Well, I didn't hear anything. 15.26. So what am I doing wrong here now? The band is 19. The light is on. I can't get it wrong. We're at 15. That's 15.3, 15.35, 15.25. So 15.260, which is what it's saying. Where I've got it dialed. The adjustment is the next one of those. Slugs, is there any other 8 in here? No, there's only one 8. This is it. This is the last thing. Isn't it? Wasn't there a 9? Didn't I say there was a 9? There, it stops at 8. 8 is the last step. Why aren't you making any sounds? Did something dumb happen? The antenna fall off? No. So we are up at the high frequency end of the radio. Higher frequencies that it's trying to receive. It's doing it here, here. And it may be struggling with a weak tube at high frequency. It's more likely I'm just not doing something right here. Huh. How can that be? This is the same deal. You can receive here, but a little ways up you can't receive anything. So that's 15.260 showing up at 15.210. Okay, we'll try to move it. The proper one is the last one. The last one is this one. sensitive. So now we want to get 15260 to be here. So I'm going to put this on the right spot. 15260. Okay, and now we're going to try to find it here. That was a stunningly powerful signal. You could barely hear it. You hear it. Okay, we'll do it down here where we can hear it. 15200. Where'd it go? What happened here? This is not going well. 15150. Yeah, this guy worked a bit, didn't he? Didn't he work a bit? 26. What happened? That's the question. What happened? And what to do? What to do? So volume is up all the way. Pretty well. That's pumping out not quite everything it's got. There. That's everything it's got. Coming out of it. It's hooked up to the wire. Somewhere around a little above 15. What happened? I didn't really do anything. I just put the screwdriver into the slug, you know, the screw sticking out of the slug. I just put it in there. I didn't even turn it, really. Well, I just totally out to lunch here. Let's go back. 15200. Well, band switch. Maybe it's the band switch. Let's put an antenna on it. What does this thing really hear from outdoors? Not much. Full. Okay. Nothing. Nothing. Let's try just wiggling the band switch. Maybe it's dirt. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear it here. Oh, it's there. Well, I don't think that's from here. $15,260. That's way up here. Way up here. That was the image we were hearing there. This is slightly louder. 14.5 when it's tuned to 15. It's a whole... No. So... it's possible this has been aligned again on the image, and to figure it out this way is tricky business. For me, anyway. So, what do we do? Do we try to We'll try to move that. We'll try to move it. We'll try to move it. Try to move this into the right spot. Maybe it'll get stronger. We'll just move one of the two of them. We'll figure out later which is right. That's my plan. Going down. Starting to pick up something. How do you like that? Okay, so again, just reviewing 15260. Oh, 15260. I almost got fooled there. 15260. Oh, I'm on the antenna. It's just picking that up from proximity. So just make sure it's correct. 15200. 15260. 15. No, that's not 15. That's 15210. Jim. Well, let's just keep going. 15210. Interesting. Signal, but it got very... Yep. Okay, so this is pretty good now too. And we are on the antenna. And so we should listen to it. Don't expect too much up here. There's stations way up high. This only goes up to 15350, but you go up to 15770, and way up here there's lots of stations. Not lots, but there's... Hey, there's one. Okay, wow, okay, that was... I usually find these things quite circuitous for me to go through. Great, so that's a preliminary alignment, all bands operating at 9 megahertz band, weak. Some questions about, are we on the right image, or are we on, are we on the local oscillator, or have we done it right? That's basically the question. Better examination with a different approach will answer a lot of these questions and will help with the final alignment. Now the question is also, having done this, does this reveal that there's more problems in the radio that must be solved? And at this point I don't think that's really what this is indicating. I think it's indicating alignment issues that need to be sorted out 100% before I make any claims about it. And what about that magic eye? What about that magic eye? Let's see if there's any light in it at all. So I can see the red heater. You can see the red. There's a touch of green there. So the eye is, it's there, it's operating, the heater's on, but it's nowhere near bright enough to be seen. It's impossible to be seen. That's great. Look at, no matter how much I clean this, it needs more cleaning. Great. Enough. I'm just piddling around now. Time to go do other things in life. So thanks a lot for watching, and tomorrow I will set up, we'll do the whole thing over again using more advanced techniques that generally lead to tremendous confusion. See you tomorrow.